Hey guys, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my bathroom. So yes, we are back in my Ecosia bathroom today, not because we're doing a bathroom essentials video. If you want to see that, you can go check it out. I already posted it. Today we're here because the great equalizer of the majority of humankind is that everybody shits. But we really are starting this video in the bathroom because the bathroom is somewhere everybody has to be, and most of the time it ain't pretty what you're doing in there. And one of my biggest goals on this channel and just for my life in general is to make eco-friendly, sustainable, zero-waste living more accessible to more people so that the lifestyle does not seem elitist and like it's only meant for certain people. And thanks to Instagram, zero waste a lot of times does seem to be about the aesthetics. Not for me and not in today's video. We're going to be talking about some areas of my home that I use to reduce waste or where I reduce waste that are not aesthetic, that are not pleasing to the eye. And I'm just gonna show you. There's not much else to say except that I will go to any length to make this lifestyle seem attainable for most people. So give this video a thumbs up and let's hop into it. I spoke recently about how I keep a bucket next to my toilet, and I don't think Instagram would think that's very aesthetic. And if you find yourself wondering, why Shelby, do you keep a bucket next to your toilet? I can relate because I'm also wondering, why Shelby, would you put this on the internet, you sitting on your toilet? Well, the answer is mostly that I'm scared of a period cup. Many of you know I use Thinks period underwear for my period, and whenever I take them off when I'm on my period, they have to go somewhere, so they go in a bucket. I recently shared all about my period routine, maybe a little bit too much, in my full period routine video if you want to go check that out. But yes, I don't think keeping a bucket next to your toilet is considered aesthetic, so I felt like it deserved its spot in this video. Something else I should mention before we leave the bathroom is something else that's not very Instagram aesthetic that I do. Yeah, it's put on deodorant. No one looks cute putting on deodorant. But in all seriousness, I have been very open over the years saying that DIY and most zero waste deodorants just don't freaking work for me. I've talked about the cute Instagram flat lays with their little glass jars and the black labels. Yeah, I don't use any of those things. I use native deodorant. I don't think living a zero waste lifestyle should mean that you have to stink, and therefore I do not. Something I've learned how to put into words recently is to focus your energy on areas of sustainability that you can control or that you can change, and not to focus your energy in areas that you can't. So really, I think this is the only product I buy in plastic on a regular basis, but I'm not gonna stop because native deodorant is the only one that has worked for me over the years, and I've tried a lot. It is vegan, it is cruelty-free, it is made in the US, and it is completely recyclable plastic. It's not like a mixed weird material. You can chuck this into your curbside. It's also aluminum free, and Native has been working on making their packaging more sustainable. So you guys, if you love Native deodorant, they ran these little cardboard tubes once upon a time. I snagged quite a few of them, and this is the one I've been working through. They are working on perfecting their packaging, and I say this is an example of us demanding something from a company and a company responding. So keep asking them to perfect this, but in the meantime, if you stink, I mean, this is a good option too. I've mentioned before, but my favorite scent is their charcoal scent, and I actually send these to a woman in Austin who makes sunscreen so she can reuse them, and then she makes them into like sunscreen tubes. If you do have to purchase deodorant in plastic as well, you can definitely find someone in your local area to reuse these, but that's the deodorant I use. And if you're looking to pick some up, you can get your first pack of 3 deodorants for 33% off. If you use my link and code Shelby3, you'll get 33% off and free shipping. But I don't think this is quite Instagrammable, but you know, they're getting there one day. I think that, is this Instagrammable? I mean, it's not a cute little glass tube, but I'm gonna put this on Instagram. Anyway, love this company, love partnering with them. Thank you so much, Native. If you guys want to check them out, and we'll move on to some more non-aesthetic areas of my zero waste house. So I already did the weirdest parts of this video for sure in my bathroom, and I didn't subject my videographer to that. I'm sure she's thankful, but I have to subject her to this because this is my repurposed bag of hair. So this is a bag that my sister like got for food or whatever, and instead of just adding it to the recycling spot, when I brush my hair or if I pull my hair out, because after I take a shower it falls out all the time, I put it in this bag because hair is compostable, guys. So definitely having a bag of hair in your bathroom, in your bedroom, whatever, is not the most aesthetic thing. But in order to compost the hair and A, not have it all over my freaking house, and B, not have it just like go to the landfill, I keep it and I make sure that we compost it. So yeah, maybe this is not the most aesthetic thing, but I think a lot of zero waste people do this. They keep their hair and they compost it. I've heard people like give it out, put it out into nature for birds to make nests out of, but I've also heard that that can like harm birds. They can get stuck in it or whatever. So regardless, keep your hair in a plastic bag or whatever you have laying around, and don't just throw it away, because it can be used to make good soil or potentially for, you know, out in nature sort of thing. I'm gonna take you out into my garage, which is not aesthetic to say the least. My sister, I tell everyone, takes up like twice the amount of space that Madison and I do in our home, and she's one person, so ignore all the other junk in the corner. We're just gonna talk about my stuff that's in the garage. Don't blame me for that, but this right here is our thin plastic recycling, and it's not cute at all. You may have seen this in my house before, but I try to keep it out here as often as I can so that you don't have to see it in the background of my videos, because it's not cute. And I would be lying if I said that, me included, but others in the household have no thin plastic to recycle. So you can take it to drop off recycling places in the city, and we just don't do it all that often because I don't think about it because it's out here out of my way. But yeah, so just like things like when I do those sustainable fashion videos, if you guys didn't know, every single piece of clothing you buy in the US, I believe, is required to be in some sort of bag. So a lot of even the sustainable fashion brands come in these plastic baggies. And then my sister has Amazon packages. I usually don't get Amazon plastic packages, but water softener, salt bags, just unbelievable amounts of thin plastics. And I feel like people don't talk about that very often. Most of these things are unavoidable. These are also my sister's like fast food bags, but we recycle all of them. But this is an area of zero waste that like literally I've never seen anyone talk about. So yeah, this is just the reality of like someone who's trying to save as much as she can from landfill, and it ain't pretty. And then another area of the garage that is not cute is the donation corner, if you will. For the most part, if you are living an eco-friendly lifestyle, when you declutter or you decide something isn't serving you, all that sort of thing, you need to donate it, obviously. Or you can give it away for free on like an app or on Facebook, that sort of thing. But you want to have an area in your house where those things can stay so that you know they're not in your home anymore and that you are trying to get rid of them responsibly. So these are all items that are like in limbo, essentially. And it's just a corner that looks like junk in my garage, but it's not. They're all items that need to be like given away or donated, all that sort of thing. But the donation corner is definitely not cute, but is necessary when you're trying to make sure every item that you are responsible for is gotten rid of properly and not just chucked into a landfill. Another place that maybe is not the least aesthetic thing in the world, but also not the most aesthetic thing in the world, is my compost bin. Because if you know, the most aesthetic thing when you're a zero waster and you have a compost is to have the perfect little stainless steel containers, which I've been guilty of having in the past. But now we keep this secondhand purple plastic bin in our freezer for our compost. And it's not the cutest thing, but it's very functional. It never smells, which was the problem we had with our compost in our garage apartment. It would randomly smell, mostly because our landlord wouldn't let us keep the air at a reasonable temperature during the day. We had to turn off the air during the day, and as you can imagine, that makes food decompose and makes it fucking stink. Now we keep it in the freezer, and we never have to worry about it stinking, and Madison never tells me, I'm fucking tired of the compost, get rid of that thing. So yes, the compost maybe not the most aesthetic, maybe not the most unaesthetic thing in my house, but also I don't keep it in like a cute little silver compost bin like you would be seeing all over Instagram kind of thing. I keep it in this. So I figured it would be worth mentioning. We do have curbside composting, so I don't have to like do my own compost, which is definitely a way to get dirty and be sustainable. I don't do that. And people always ask me to talk more about how to build a compost or show how to do it. And that's not my area. We're just lucky enough to have free curbside composting in San Antonio. But I'm sure there are a ton of other great resources on how to compost here on YouTube. So go check them out. Also, if you've seen my kitchen tour, you saw that I have a drawer with very non-aesthetic things for a zero waster, and that is sauce packets to reuse, as well as napkins to reuse. Now, if you want me to pretend like I never ever order takeout, I will. I'll pretend to be that perfect zero waste person for you, but that's not who I truly am. But I talked about how when I was sick in bed for multiple days, I Postmated Taco Bell because typically Taco Bell comes in all paper. There's no plastic involved, so I didn't feel too bad about Postmating that. But when the Postmate showed up, he had literally dozens of these little Taco Bell sauces that we are still trying to work through and reuse. And I think that a lot of people who talk about zero waste don't admit when things like this happen to them that are largely out of your control. And it's not the most aesthetic thing to have Taco Bell sauces stashed away in a drawer. But I feel like it's important to talk about the mistakes that we make so that we don't seem like we're living some sort of unrealistic, unattainable lifestyle, because we're not. We're doing the best we can in a non-perfect world. And I think this and this symbolizes that really, really well. So make sure that if anything does come into our house that is wasteful per se, we don't throw it away. We try to make the best of it and use it up. This is a good example of that. Okay guys, so I can't believe I did this. I can't remember the last time I did this, but I completely forgot to film an outro for this video. I normally film my videos like in one take, but obviously this one was multiple takes, and I forgot to film like just saying my outro. Normal thing I do every other time. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. I hope you appreciate the message of trying to spread that you can live sustainably without being perfectly zero waste. And also don't forget to check out today's sponsor, Native, if you are looking for a better deodorant option that is vegan, cruelty-free, and aluminum-free. And remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do. Bye guys.